Alright, what is up guys? This is going to be a trade recap on how I made $25,000 in the past 3 days trading the crypto markets, specifically Bitcoin and Solana. This week was a little bit different because my trade thesis was a little bit more time-based, meaning that I wanted to use a lower amount of leverage and use soft stop losses so I could really let the time play out, because I was ultimately just targeting a low on Monday and a high on Thursday. I didn't really care about how far the price reached. Obviously, I had some estimates to make sure the risk to reward was there for this trade, but let's just get right into exactly my thought process for the week and also some current trades that I'm eyeing and still potentially going to take. So we see here on Bitcoin in the month of February, we've just been pretty much range bound. This is a pretty sloppy range, but we've just been moving sideways after this massive move to the downside from pretty much all-time highs. We've had about 4 consecutive red months in a row, so I just had that in the back of my mind. Eventually, we're going to get a nice squeeze. Now, we can see each Monday is going to be a pivot high for Bitcoin in the month of Feb for the past 3 Mondays, and the low bottomed on Thursday. This happened every single time this month. Now, right here we can see, okay, Monday, big move to the downside, bottom Thursday, Monday, big move to the downside, bottom Thursday, Monday, big move to the downside, bottom Thursday. Now, each Monday high was put in above this 50% level of this range right here. This one was put in much higher, but every single Monday high was above this 50% level, and then every single Monday low, or Thursday low, was put below this 50% level. Now, going into Monday, I was looking at this 786 area to get tapped. This is a pretty common fib in crypto. Major high time frame retraces, like not looking at the 15-minute, but like 1 hour, 4 hour daily, love to retrace into the 786. So this was sort of the area I was looking for, and then at the same time, we were potentially reversing this trend and having a bottom put in on Monday and then the high put in on Thursday. So this was exactly what I was thinking. That's pretty much all I took the trade off of. A very simple one, just Monday low, coming into the 786, nice risk to reward right here to enter this trade. Low leverage, you're gonna be fine probably. I don't really see any massive moves to the downside coming soon. So yeah, that was pretty much my thought process. We did sweep this low on Tuesday. Again, soft stops. I was watching this candle closed green, so I was not too worried about it. And then the closing price of this was around like 68,000-ish today at 6 a.m. PST. But if you notice right here, we can see that each one of these Thursday's lows were formed with a sweep of some sort. So we swept here, we also swept right here. So maybe we can expect price to come up and sweep these highs one more time. So potentially a trade there. We'll see if we can reclaim the weekly or daily open. Maybe there's a trade there, but there is a decent chance that we do sweep these highs one more time. If we do want to move back to the downside, maybe previous day open, I don't really know. I'm out of the trade, I don't really care. But I posted this thesis on Monday, pretty early in the morning in the Discord. You can see right here. So yeah, I was thinking it's gonna switch, and then obviously it did. And gonna TP these longs around Thursday, 6 a.m. PST. So we pretty much caught the majority of up only in this move. I'm not really looking to hold the position in this chop for one more sweep or whatever. I took my profits. So that was exactly how I traded Bitcoin. Very simple, 786, time-based Monday low, Thursday high. Stop loss, a big close underneath the Monday low, which we never got. So this was a pretty nice trade. Same exact thing on Solana. It was just at the range lows, so I decided to take that coinciding with the Bitcoin trade. We can see the Monday low right here. We swept on Thursday, no close below the Monday low though, strong reaction. So I entered the Sol long, shaved off some at mid-range here, and then I shaved off the majority on Thursday, which also coincided with a sweep of the range highs. It was really just that simple this week. It was no drawdown, so thankfully, again, people are going to say Jane's tree, blah, blah. I really don't care about news or headlines like that. I'm just playing how I like to trade, which is not off of news or the 10 a.m. and whatever. I don't really look at that. So some things that I'm interested in, I did take also a nice Aztec short this morning and last night, and thought Thursday was going to be where price is going to slow down. Aztec comes, sweeps out this initial high right here. We lose the yearly open fairly quickly, close the hourly below it, and then we have a massive move to the downside to this swing low for about 12%. So I currently still am in this Aztec position, so I'm not going to add it to the weekly P&L just yet. But I definitely think this can bleed out a lot more, and I'm willing to hold this back to entry because I think Aztec is just going to come a lot lower. This pump was insane. So that's it for Aztec. And then lastly, I had my eyes on the NASDAQ. I am still in my swing short. I added to it yesterday. We are now retracing this big move to the downside a little bit. But essentially, the thesis on NASDAQ is the risk to reward to short here is pretty nice, especially into my zone at the yearly open. And we also swept out this swing high. But the risk to reward for shorting NQ at this price is a 3.5% stop loss, which I think is definitely worth it to how much downside I could potentially see. We might want to come down 9%, maybe even 14%. I could totally see this happening on the NASDAQ, which is why I added more to my initial position yesterday when we tapped into the yearly open again. So I'm watching NQ. I really don't think price is going to be able to reclaim this today, so we might just get something like, hold on, camera's almost done. We might get something like this, just coming in and fill this imbalance, and then at least take all of these lows right here that are untapped. So that's pretty much it for the week. I'm gonna calm down, probably not take anything else in the Aztec short, in the NASDAQ short, and then we smacked on those Bitcoin and Solana longs. Every P&L should have been posted on the screen in the beginning of the video, and I'll catch you guys next week.